Clement Manyathela. Streaming on the Prime Media Plus app.
DSTV channel 856,
92.7
and 106 FM.
So this budget by the Minister of Finance made me think of a number of things, right? How important budgeting is for not only a country, but also for households. And I wonder how you go about budgeting for your household. I mean, I must admit that I am quite terrible with that. I'm more of a spontaneous person, which is not good. Huh? Financial advisors will tell you spontaneity does not work with finances. You need to be able to budget. Are you someone that really budgets? I mean, many people take budgets seriously, right? I've heard that there are people who even have Excel spreadsheets. Whoa, like Excel spreadsheets so that you can account for every rand that you spend. In fact, one of the things that I've begun doing lately is to also look at like my bank statement, right? Like it's to look at your bank statement and also to look at your pay slip. How many of us actually just get paid and you have not checked out your pay slip? So your company could be over-taxing you or under-taxing you. Your company could be taking some monies or giving you some monies that you're not even aware of because you don't check your pay slip. Are you that type of person that checks the pay slips, that checks the statement? That's something that I'm beginning to get into because I think there are things that sometimes surprise me. I'm like, what is this? And I realize that, okay, had I been checking this, I would know why this item is listed here. What's your relationship with budgeting? Are you one of those people who've got spreadsheets accounting for every rand that they spend? I mean, others are more lax in their budgets and sometimes do not even know where their money went. So which one are you and how strict and flexible is your budget? Give us a call on 011-883-0702. I'll take your WhatsApps as well on 072-702-1702. I also want to know from you, what are some of the things that you have achieved? And particularly at a later stage in your life. Because if you have seen this week, South Africa's world-renowned Ndebele artist, Dr. Esther Mahlangu, celebrated her 90th birthday this week in KwaMhlanga, in Mpumalanga. This is actually like about 25 minutes away from my village where I grew up. And I mean, this is someone whose art is rooted in the sacred walls of the Ndebele homesteads. She has transcended borders. She's featured in the Belvedere vodka campaign. She's celebrated through collaborations with international stars such as John Legend. I mean, when you look at her murals and designs, they have appeared in like important museums. I mean, the British Museum, the most recently on a street in New York, named in her honor. In 2018, the University of Johannesburg conferred an honorary doctorate on her, cementing a place among South Africa's cultural giants. So I'm asking you the question of the things you've achieved later in life because I think she's the perfect example of that. At her age, she got the glory that she deserves. She got the recognition that she deserved. I mean, she's achieved all these accolades in her later years. Do you have a goal that you have achieved much later in life? What is it that you achieved later in life? Was it maybe a degree? I mean, there are people who are graduating at the age of 50. And this is the first time they graduate, or at the age of 40. And those are like the inspirational stories that we do see sometimes. What is it that you have achieved later in life? And of course, nothing is really too late. Things happen at the time they're supposed to happen. But there are certain things that you would have liked to engage in, to be part of, to achieve at a particular age, but you were not able to do so for whatever reason. So what is it that you have achieved later in life that you are so proud of? Whether it's a degree, maybe you got married much later in life, Maybe you got married like later in life. And you had thought that would happen much earlier. Or maybe you started a family much later in life, having kids. What is it for you? Because with Dr. Esther Mahlangu, so much happened when she was already quite old, but still deserving and still so heartfelt, I can imagine. Let's talk on 011-883-0702. Your WhatsApp's on 072-702-1702. 20 minutes after 9.
Your voice,
Your station.
your open line
Walk the talk with Clement Manyathela.
on 702.
24 minutes after 9 o'clock, this is the 702 Open Line and the Clement Manyathela Show, live from the second annual National Construction Summit hosted by the Department of Public Works and Infrastructure, turning South Africa into a construction site. Rob, let's start with your call in Pretoria. Good morning.
Good morning, Clement. How are you?
I'm all right, man. Go ahead.
I'm 50 as we speak. I got married 3 years ago. Boom, this year we were blessed with twins. So age is just a number, Clement. And I'm happily married. I don't know where this lady was. So I'm so excited. That's my achievement in life that I'm not even regretting.
Yeah. And is this your first marriage, Rob?
No, I had twins before from a previous relationship, but we're not married. But this time I'm officially married. Yes.
Okay. That's good to hear, Rob. Congratulations on your marriage. Rob is 50, got married like quite recently. And of course, Rob is responding to the question I asked earlier around the things that you have achieved in your later years. Because, I mean, we always have plans around the things we want to achieve, right? Like, I want to have a car. I want to have my own house by this time. I want to have a child at this age. I want to get married at this age. And sometimes, in fact, most times, things don't happen according to our time. And life doesn't happen according to how we want it to happen. And Dr. Esther Mahlangu is the perfect example of that. I mean, this is someone who's been an artist for so long, and yet when you look at her accolades, a lot of the awards that she's received, a lot of the recognition, the global collaboration she's been part of, all of these things have come in her latter years. I mean, this is when she was now over 70, like over 80. This is where she has experienced and enjoyed most of her success. What are those things for you? And maybe you became, I don't know, CEO, or you managed to start your own company at a particular time. What are the things that you have achieved in your later years? 011-883-0702. Let's go to your WhatsApps now on 072-702-1702.
Hi, Clement. This is Cyril Tutsuman. Clement, it's quite simple. Nkabinde will try to protect his boss as much as he can, with the hope that his boss will go back to his former job as a police minister, and the status quo to remain the same, as they used to do. That's what is going to happen. He's going to try and protect himself as well. Yeah, it's so much corruption here.
Good morning, Clement. So I am a spreadsheet girl, proper spreadsheet. Income less expenses, yes. But you know what? I still feel like I'm failing anyway, because there's still a good 2K that I can't account for, or that I see that, I used this money recklessly. Next month I'm going to do better. But it works to know that actually you don't have as much money, or you do have as much money. So yeah, give spreadsheet a chance.
Good morning, Clement. My achievement, I think by the age of 40, I took my matric certificate and said, you know what, I need to go back to school. I need to register for my degree. Today, here at the age of 44, I already achieved my honors degree in commerce, in supply chain, and I think at that time I was basically more of a technical person who did engineering subject and all that. But today I'm proud of myself to say I've achieved my degree. I have honors degree at this moment. Thank you so much.
Oh, that's incredible. That's really incredible. I must say, one of the things I've wanted to do as well is go back to school. And I mean, I don't think I'm in my later years per se, but I would have loved to do this in my late 20s. That was the plan. But that didn't happen. I only went back to school last year. So there are many things that we have planned to do that we still have the energy for at a later stage. I'm always so inspired by, the people who go back to school when they are like at 50, or someone who gets their first matric certificate, when they are much older, at approaching 40, just after 40. That just tells you the resilience and the intention that's always there. What are those things for you? And the spreadsheet lady earlier on who sent a voice note, I don't know. I don't know if... Are you that kind of a person as well who budgets like that? Like you'll have a spreadsheet and you write down every single thing. Yes, and look, I have admitted that how I do things is not healthy, because you need to be able to consistently check where is your money going, what's the money that's coming in. You need to be able to account for that. But I've just found that I have not been able to do that. Just find that it's so much work. So budgeting is important, and I wonder how you go about doing it. And especially now at December. December is coming. Some of us are going home, some of you are going on holiday, some of you are planning lunches and Christmas lunches, parties. How do you navigate planning even for December? I'm going to continue taking your calls on 011-883-0702. More of your WhatsApps as well around the issue of budgeting, maybe what you expect from Kabinde. In fact, I see that he's already on the stand, so he started much earlier than we expected this morning. But also, what are the things that you have achieved at a later stage?
Your voice.
Your station.
Your open line.
Walk the talk with Clement Manyathela
on 702.
It's 24 minutes before 10 o'clock. This is the 702 open line. We're taking your calls on 011-883-0702. Your WhatsApps on 072-702-1702. Godfrey, let's start with you. You're calling from Hammanskraal. Good morning.
Yeah, Clement, how are you?
I'm all right, man. Go ahead.
Great. Look, man, I heard you when you were introducing your show today. You spoke about anything that you achieved at your later years. Then I said to myself, hey, this guy is talking about me. Look, I have been passionate about the radio since at the primary school level. And I used to impersonate radio commentators who were doing sports in Radio Setswana, like Abu Obrichayar Muto, Ben Mongali, Clement Manyathela, since at the primary level. And then I went on like that until I passed my matric and then go tertiary. And I didn't get a gig until now, this year, when I'm turning 49. Then I got a radio gig at a community radio station called Open Heaven FM. So I said to myself, Clement is talking about me. I need to make a call and make the nation aware of this thing. Well, these things are very possible. It's my passion. I like it. I do it on Sunday. They gave me an opportunity on Sunday, 3 to 5, and I'm happy about it. Every time when it's tomorrow on Friday, I become so happy like there's no tomorrow. Sunday morning, I wake up with so much jubilation, and then I do that thing. So it's very possible, yeah.
And what have you done for most of your life?
No, I work for. I'm in the finance sector. I've been 20 years in the finance sector. That's why I'm doing this thing on Sunday only. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing, Godfrey. I'm happy to hear that, man. I'm really happy to hear that. There are many people who get an opportunity to live their dreams much later in life, and that's incredible. We need to celebrate things like that. We do. I mean, I know on Fridays on this show we've got Gratitude Friday, where we always want to cultivate this spirit of gratitude and be grateful for the small and the big things. But I really think that we need to take a moment and normalize taking moments to just be appreciative of the things that we've achieved consistently. Whether it's a family that you've started, maybe you had a child when you were over 40, in your late 30s. Maybe you got married at 60, 70, whatever it is that you had planned and you only were able to achieve it much later in life, but still the timing was right. Things like that are important for us to appreciate. And Godfrey, great to hear that you have ended up achieving your dream of being on radio. Let's go to your WhatsApps now on 072 702 1702.
Hi, Clement. The spreadsheet, we have one, and it is the most depressing thing to look at because we are so, what do you say, under budget? We have a shortfall of at least 15,000 rand every month. But what can we do? We survive, we make a plan, and we are in debt. But yeah, it's sad. It's sad.
Hi, 702. I've been listening to the late achievement. I got my driver's license at 53, and at 60, I became an Uber driver.
Good morning, Mr. Clay. Hope you're well. Mr. Clay, a few years ago, I got retrenched. After months of trying to find a job and failing, I decided to go back to school, redo my matric because I wanted to get into the BCom accounting degree stream. Redid my matric, passed exceptionally well, got accepted into the degree, did it. I'm in my final year. I must be the oldest. I'm doing it full time. God has blessed me. I'm able to do that work and still do it full time. I think I'm the oldest student on campus. And yeah, possibly going to be the oldest articles clerk when I do go do my articles at one of the big four. Hector and Midrand.
Your voice.
Your station.
Your open line.
Walk the talk with Clement Manyathela
on 702.
12 minutes before 10 o'clock. Let's go back to your calls. Gideon, you are in Kempton Park. Good morning. What have you achieved at a later stage?
Clement, I'm 58 years old. I'm a candidate attorney. I just wrote my board exams. I went to do my LLB after 50. I'm also running my own business as well as an ex-police officer. So even at 80, if you want to go back to school, do it.
That's possible, hey? Did you not find it difficult, Gideon, studying at that age?
No.
What's the difference between studying when you are still, in your youth, young, to at the age you did it?
Look, Clement, the thing is, when you are driven, when you study when you are older, so you are focused because you don't have too much time. You want this thing, and you do whatever you need to. It has not been easy, but then the determining factor is how much you want it. So I'm running my own business, Clement. It's a funeral services business. What I've discovered here in our black communities, estates remain unresolved, generation after generation. So I want to do pro bono so that I can assist our community. I also intend to do conveyancing so that I can assist them pro bono. It's more of a legacy than anything else.
Oh, Gideon, listen, you get the award for the coolest intentional guy of the year. Thank you. I mean, the fact that you went back to study because you saw a need that exists in your community and you want to service your clients better and you want to do that pro bono is just incredible. Thank you, man. Thank you for the work you do. Gideon in Kempton Park. Brian, you are in Pretoria. Good morning.
So Clement, how are you?
Hey, Tada.
Yeah. Well, I went back to tertiary 18 years later after my high school. So I graduated in 2025, this year actually, yeah. So I did my communication science BA.
That's incredible, man. Congratulations, Brian. What inspired you to still go back?
Well, I've always wanted to be on radio, by the way, since my high school days. I think during that transition of SABC radio, I would go and, watch all these radio presenters. And one day I met up with NSPLA, but it was a while ago, so he inspired me to become a radio DJ, the likes of Glenn Lewis later on, the Fresh of the world. So I wanted to pursue that, but because of financial constraints, I couldn't. And the dream has always been there, but decided, you know what, to wait for a dream, let me rather check it. And then 2018, I went back to UNISA and I enrolled. Up until 2020.
That's amazing, man.
Graduated.
That's amazing. Brian in Pretoria, Thank you for sharing that story with us. Of course, Brian and Gideon have been responding to the question I asked earlier around the achievements or the dreams, the plans you have achieved at a later stage in your life. Dr. Esther Mahlangu celebrated her 90th birthday this week in Kwamhlanga in Mpumalanga, and we were just reflecting on her achievements. I mean, some of the global collaborations that she has been part of are quite incredible, historic, in fact, to be specific. She's achieved so many accolades in her later years, and I've been asking you if you have a goal that you've achieved much later in life. What have you achieved in life that you thought, my goodness, finally I was able to do this, even though I would have loved to achieve this 10 years much earlier? Whether it's a degree, whether it's you getting married, starting a family, starting that business, you name it. Please share your stories with us on 011-883-0702. Let's go to your WhatsApps now on 072-702-1702.
Morning, Clement and the team and the listeners. Clement, spreadsheet all the way when it comes to budgeting. I started doing this when I started working around early 2014. I think with my first salary, I started the spreadsheet and I'm still using it till today. I know where each and every cent of our income between myself and my wife goes. I know how much you're spending on groceries, how much you're spending on fuel, how much you're spending on investment, on savings. I even know how much we spend on investments, be it whether we're buying shares or stocks. All that is in the spreadsheet. How much I have to transfer to her, how much is for our kids' schools items, as far as having accounts for each and every item, which is significant. As for example, we have an account for fuel, we have an account for groceries, an account for savings. So yeah, the spreadsheet, Clement, helps. You know what you're spending, you know how much you're saving, and it works. You just need to get used to it. But yeah, spreadsheet all the way.
Yeah, that's incredible. I'm honestly surprised at the number of people who still do spreadsheets. That's good though. I mean, it's also some good encouragement. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do spreadsheets, but yeah, the least I can at least commit to is consistently check your statement, check your pay slip. At least can we start there? Yeah? We're talking about how you go about budgeting. The Minister of Finance, Kotongwana, yesterday set out the country's mini budget. And I think, it's important, of course, for us to budget. This is not only important for the country, as we've seen yesterday, but it's also important for our households. And there are many people that take budgets so seriously that they have Excel spreadsheets accounting for every rand that they spend. Others are more lax in their budgets and sometimes do not know where their money went. And I mean, how many of us know that maybe the price of, washing powder, has gone up? Like things like that, for some people are unnoticeable. And that is reckless because you are going to be surprised why a 2,000 Rand or 4,000 Rand amount that you normally spend on whether groceries or getting your household stuff no longer gets you the stuff that it used to get you 4 months ago or 2 months ago. But actually, had you paid attention, you would realize that, there are certain items in your grocery list that have gone up. Are you that kind of a person who doesn't pay much attention to that? Let me know your thoughts. Let's go back to your WhatsApp voice notes. 072-702-1702.
Good morning, Clement. My name is Eric. I'm also the spreadsheet guy. All what I need to spend in the month, I've got it on my phone. But alternatively, I know my budget by heart as well. I can count for you what I spend every month. And then all the money that is left, that's the money that's left for me to spend leisurely. Like Mondays, it's my golf. Fridays, it's my golf. So yes, writing down your budget is very, very important. Because I used to work for a crew lane as well in the budget office. So I'm kind of glued up with the whole thing. Thank you, man. Have a good one. Madimecha. Bye.
Sure, Clemente. Now I'm a spreadsheet girl, but looking at my money, sometimes can stress and shit. Or how? Girl doesn't have money. Like I can actually. But now, because it's a lot of work, like you say, so I found a way. I have a hack for you. Kishimisha chat GPT. How much am I getting? And then how much is my grocery and everything? And then in the spreadsheet, and like in that money, I am even saving so much. And yeah, so try it.
Okay, I need your help. Yeah, guys, I am one of those people who need to, how do I put this? I need to learn to embrace AI. Like, yeah, I need to learn to, and look, I talk about this every day, well, not every day, but we've spoken about this on the show many times. I have debates with my friends about AI, the limits, the ethics, where we're headed. I'm like that doomsayer that used to say, oh my God, robots are going to kill all of us in 20 years. And I need to learn to embrace it because I've never really used it quite effectively. Like even ChatGPT, I don't really know how to use it. And I've got my own worries, of course, about where these advances in artificial intelligence are leading us and what that means for us as humans, how we do our work. But of course, this is something that's part of our lives and you can't do away with it. You need to learn how to use it. You need to learn how to use it effectively, but also ethically as well. And those are some of the things I need to learn how to embrace. So when I upload to a spreadsheet, when you're using ChatGPT, because if that's a hack and it saves me time, I'm willing to give it a shot. 2 minutes before 10. The show this morning is live from the summit, sharing updates and more intel throughout the show. So if you work in construction or you're simply interested in finding out how the government is planning to solve issues affecting South African infrastructure, then don't miss this. The Clement Manyathela Show, live this morning from the 2nd Annual National Construction Summit on 702.